Hey everyone, so today's topic I'm going to be talking about the William Cheung lineage, and I don't know, I'm probably going to create a lot of haters, and that's really not my intent. So if we can get an educated debate from this conversation, I welcome it, and I'll explain to you why I want to talk about this lineage here. There's not so much anything against Sifu William Cheung personally, alright? Even though many people have debated his history and what he's done, what he hasn't done. Personally, that interests me relatively, right? I mean, I've checked that out. Sometimes I've sort of questioned his history and whatever. But then again, I guess what I do watch, what does interest me is to see the outcome of his students, what his students does, because at the end of the day, that's what's important. What is it that I don't like? It just seems, and when I say seems, let's remember that that's not an accusation. It's just what seems, what the message I get across. It seems like that a lot of the followers, people who claim to be his instructors, have got this attitude that this system is it. It's the best, it's the only system that works, and it screws all the other systems, right? And they come across, and in particular, some people that I know in forums, they come across as nice guys. They come across as, guys that want to get along with you, they're open-minded and stuff like that. Oh yeah, that's really great and that's really good, and hey, yeah, that's excellent. And for a while, they seem to be really, hey, we get along, let's be a family, let's be community-orientated, okay? Now, that's okay for a while, and then all of a sudden, they start throwing in videos of their master, which is good. Everyone should promote their master or people that have inspired them, right? It starts to bother me when it's like, the authority of I can't remember the titles of the Buddhist ordained, High Chief Council, extreme highest Buddhist authority has ordained Grand Master William Cheung, the extreme authority of Wing Chun, and therefore our fighters are the most extreme authorized fighters there is. It's just a fact. Not saying anything else, I'm just stating a fact. And I'm thinking, between 1 and 10, how much do I give a fuck? Like, why should I care? Like, in Italy, the Pope thinks that the Knox, Italian Knox, are excellent, right? And the Knox have been trained by Leung Ting Wing Tsun. Don't know if you knew that, so I don't know. Is the Pope any less than, I don't know, the highest daughter of Buddha? Like, who gives a shit? Really gives a shit. So I never go promoting this shit. I do it now just as a reference point. So the fuck are you talking about? Who cares? So, other stories. And before I go on, there are guys that I really do like in the William Cheung lineage. There's that guy that a lot of people criticized, Rashung, the guy that had that fight, Sifu Rashung, had that fight with a young JKD guy. A lot of people shit-canned him, and I didn't. I really stuck it up for him. And I think he's legit. I think that what he does is good. I like Sifu Philip Redman, right? Like, I didn't like him initially. Sifu Didier of France. Initially, I didn't like him, but then I sort of looked at a lot of his work, and after a while, he grew on me, right? There's a lot of stuff that I do like that he does, so I changed my mind. So, you know, I mean, people's got the right to dislike at first and then change their mind. But I just don't get this fucking, you know, it's either our way or fuck off, you know, you ain't worth shit. So you got to explain this to me. Why is that? I'll give you, this is honest, I wouldn't make this up. Now, if anybody in Italy understands what I'm talking about and can back me up on this, there was this guy in the Italian forums, right? He was a representative of the William Cheung lineage. And supposedly he was like one of the highest rank. I remember his name was Roberto. So if anybody in Italian remembers this and they know what I'm talking about, he was busting everybody's balls on the forums, you know, how great he was, how shit we were, and how he could even beat the highest ranked masters, and he was teaching the highest ranked masters of certain lineages, including ours of Lineage that, you know, we trained, right? And regardless of the lineage I come from, like whether it be, I started with Sifu Cheung, and then I moved on to with two other lineages, eventually moved on with Grandmaster Lineage. I never got into the blah blah blah, he's fake, he faked the bloody their photos. I never got into, but you know, Grandmaster William Cheung's fake, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. I never got into all this bullshit bashing, right? Never got into it. But at a certain point, you start getting frustrated when people continually bash you, and it's not kids, it's not like little kids that are doing it. These are high-ranked masters or high-ranked Sifus, right? And so this guy here, this Roberto, right? He was a high-ranked Sifu. He's busting everyone's chops. Now, people remember the story. He busted my chops so much once, right? He got me so rolled up with anger. And I said, look, you busted my chops, right? I'll come and fight you right now. So he gave me a dress. He gave me an address. And I said, right, I'm going to bring an undercover cop with me just to cover my tracks, because this guy probably have witnesses, just to ensure that at least I had an authority to back me up, and that I had a witness, a legal witnesses, that, you know, I fought him one-on-one and there was no illegal shit going on, right? Fucking, I think it's about a 2-hour drive. About 1.5 hours later, you know, I stopped at the one of the coffee shops on the highway. I look at the forum. This guy, I find out in the forum from the head administrator that he'd given me a false address. That he'd given me the police address of where he lives. Now this is a guy that represents William Cheung lineage. I went berserk. Anyway, what can you do? I'm stupid. He's not. Made a fool of myself. Anyway, there's still footage online of this. You know, it's a matter of doing research. I'm sure one of my Italian brothers can find it eventually. I used to have it online on my other channel until I lost my channel. So this guy busted people's balls, and then eventually one guy managed to challenge him, and as expected, he got beat up, you know, in about 5 seconds. He launched an unexpected attack as he was talking to this challenger. He just like, yeah, blah, 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 boom, and he takes off. I'm not making it up. You can see the footage. I'm sure someone will find it. And he tried to take him by surprise, right? This guy was cool. He'd only done like 1.5 to 2 years of kickboxing. Right, ping, boom, bang, threw him underground. I think after about a minute and a half of slamming his head, right? He goes, look guys, I'm going to stop because it really ain't worth it, right? So you tell me why this sort of thing's got to happen, right? Now tell me if this is good publicity for your lineage. Why you got to have these people so, obsessed with thinking that they're holding an extreme knowledge and how their system is so great, and they got to like downgrade everybody else and say, fucking, we're the best fighters, we're just absolutely it, right? Why do they have to do that? Like, I don't do that. Like, I may boast of this year in September, October, it's 52 years I've been doing it. I don't want to claim I'm the best. I don't want to claim I'm the best fighter. I'm good, but I'm not the best. There's plenty of people that will kick my ass, right? So, what's the point? So, why is it these people can't... Now, I can't speak for everybody in the William Cheung lineage. I'm just talking about the majority, right? So, I'm hoping this video will create some dialogue to get some clarity, right? Why do people act like this, right? It's not just one. I put out some invites to some fairly high-ranking, very well-known Sifus in the William Cheung lineage. It was simply to say, hey man, I've got a personal group where I'm involved in my Wing Chun, all right? It's just a personal group of where I teach my students, what I do, what I don't do. I'd be really honoured if you joined, right? Because I admire them. Mate, these guys didn't even give me the fucking time of day, right? Like, as if I imposed an insult, like as if I imposed a threat. Like, didn't even consider me. If I ever gave them a message, hey, what you did was great, they send me a little heart, right? Or they say thank you. I invite them to my group to sort of like do an evolution thing, where I even share their videos, right? What they do. It's like, fuck you, and I don't get it. So, being an emotional little turd, I say, well, go fuck off, and I block you, I mean, on Facebook, it's easy to eliminate people. You just press a button. So, I'm a kid, what can I say? And I really don't understand this ego thing, right? Once again, going back to talking about evolution, trying to get along, trying to evolve this Wing Chun, working on certain principles, getting over this, who has this legitimate Wing Chun. Now, today I picked on, William Cheung. You can't say that a lot of you haven't bashed me or what I've done in my life or my lineage, etc., etc. I mean, you guys even bash, right, one famous Sifu, right, and I'll get to him as well when the right time comes. Goes and a very famous Sifu goes and bashes, Grandmaster Sushung Tin, right? And this very famous Sifu, because I said the truth publicly, I said, this guy goes and bashes Sushung Tin, and then he says, I never said this, and when he did, he said it in front of me and my student. And he goes, if you don't like what I say, you can leave my seminar now. And I said, hey Francesco, let's go. We fucking walked out of this stupid fucking seminar, because no one talks badly about my signal. Then when I said it publicly, he goes berserk because I said the truth. He denies it because he doesn't like to be contradicted. And at that stage there, I couldn't have been bothered. To keep the peace, I took the remark offline because I couldn't be fucked trying to create too much problems. I'm very different today. This famous seafood, to make you understand how, polemical situations get out of hand, what does he do? He rings me up when I'm fucking working where I work at the door by myself, handling a small club of 150 half psychopathic people, where there's a lot of income of drugs, a lot of half mafiosi guys that break your balls, strippers, people from without documents that come in and hassle you, and you're always nervous, right? And this asshole's ringing me up saying, hey, okay, you know, you want to say shit, I want to fight you right now with the cameras, and we go public, we make a fight. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You want to fight with the cameras? I said, look, dude, I'm here at the door, in front of the doorstep, on the cement, I'm by myself, just fucking rock up and we have a fight. What's all this shit with the cameras? This was years ago, right? This is because of some sort of ego shit he's got, and he has to sort of like empower himself with an audience to have a fist fight, right? I said, just fucking stop busting my shit with videos. Show up. He never shows up, right? He never shows up. Why? And this is the reason why. Because they, you know, his followers said, huh? Because it could have been a trap. I could have set up a trap. And I said, yeah, right. Because if I went to where he wanted me to go by myself, for sure there wouldn't have been a trap. You know, I would have been safe, right? So there's the logistics there. I'm working in a public place, fucking on my own, right? All I have to do is just rock up with a car, step out, bim, boom, bum, take off, and I would have set up a trap. You know? I just can't. Anyway, getting off track. So there's a lot of situations that in the world of the internet, can imagine what the real media moguls do with money when they got money, how they manipulate everything. So there's so much bullshit going out there, and people live in their fucking fantasy lands, right? They think they're so great because they're behind a screen, and they say, hey, he can't talk like that. I'm going to kick his ass, right? Yeah, right. First, let's see each other face to face, and let's see if you really got what it takes to take somebody out. Besides, this video is not sort of designed to create a challenge, but, you know, I just need some clarity as to why the fuck. I'm not saying all William Cheung lineage does this, but there's a lot of them out there that does this. I just don't get it. Let's talk about it, you know? Have peace and love, you know? Just fucking let's create some clarity, guys. Have a good one.